Hey everyone, so what's on the horizon for WordPress in 2026? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. We've gone through the latest intelligence from the experts over at WP More to bring you a super clear briefing on where the world's most popular CMS is headed. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a high-level briefing for 2026, then we'll dive right into the platform's brand new roadmap. We're also going to talk about the people building WordPress, tackle this thing called the invisible traffic war, you'll see what that is, and then, most importantly, wrap up with what it all means for you. Let's get to it. So let's set the stage. From how updates are released to how we think about web traffic, 2026 is really shaping up to be a pretty big year for the entire WordPress world. And just so you know, all the good stuff in this explainer, it comes directly from issue 33 of WP More's incredible newsletter. Seriously, it's your guide to the developments you absolutely need to have on your radar. Okay, first up, let's talk about the core software. WordPress is finding a new rhythm, and it's one that promises a much faster and, frankly, a more predictable pace of innovation. So what's really cool here is that we're going back to a schedule of 3 major releases a year. And this isn't just random timing. Each release is lined up with a huge community event like WordCamp Asia or US, creating this really steady, predictable flow for the whole year. And the real magic behind this 4-month cycle isn't just about shipping features faster. It's designed to push for steady progress instead of waiting for perfection. And just as important, it creates these amazing live opportunities for new contributors to learn the ropes at these big events. And this is a perfect example of the kind of quality of life improvements we're going to see. You know, Gutenberg 22.3 is just packed with these small but awesome updates, like a proper fonts page and a rebuilt image cropper that finally fixes those super annoying rotation bugs. It just makes the day-to-day of building sites that much better. So, who's actually making all this happen? Let's switch gears from the software itself to the community of builders. There's a big new push to make sure their volunteer work is more visible and, more valued. So to solve this whole problem of invisible work, WordPress is trying out a new contributor dashboard. The goal is simple, but it's really powerful. Actually map how volunteers get involved and grow, making sure that all kinds of contributions, not just writing code, are finally seen and supported. The dashboard breaks down activity into this 5-stage ladder. Now, I want to be really clear here. This isn't about ranking people or creating a leaderboard. It's a way to understand the journey someone takes, from just connecting with a team to eventually leading a project. The whole idea is to make that journey better for everyone. And this is a huge deal because it's a direct answer to something the community has been asking for years. People have wanted better ways to recognize all the work that goes into WordPress, especially the stuff that isn't code. This dashboard, it's a massive step in the right direction. Okay, let's pivot from the inner workings of the WordPress project to a huge external force that is affecting every single one of us right now, this invisible war being fought for your website's resources. Just let this number sink in for a second. According to a report from WP Engine, almost 1 out of every 3 requests hitting your website, it isn't a person at all. It's an automated bot. And these bots, they're not just window shopping. They're eating up to 70% of your most resource-heavy operations. What that really means is they are directly hurting your server costs and your site's loading speed for your actual human visitors. But here's the crazy part. Despite this massive impact, the data shows most sites are just flying blind. A staggering 62% of websites have 0 dedicated tools in place to manage or even just slow down this automated traffic. So if there's one thing to take away from this, it's that security and performance, they're now the exact same conversation. Just by setting up full, proper HTTPS, a site can improve its largest contentful paint, that's a key speed metric from Google, by 1 to 5 seconds. That is a huge gain. Which, of course, brings us to the big question that every single person who runs a website needs to be asking themselves heading into 2026. Are you actually ready for this new reality? Okay, so we've looked at the faster platform, the more visible community, and this whole invisible traffic war. Let's tie it all together and talk about what this means for you. Here's your action plan for 2026. First, start planning for a faster, more predictable release cycle. Second, pay attention to this new focus on the health of the community. And third, and this might be the most critical one, you have to start treating bot management and security as a core piece of your performance strategy, not some optional add-on. When you boil it all down, the future of building on WordPress in 2026 is really about 3 things: embracing a faster pace, using better tools for collaboration, and getting way, way smarter about security and performance. Now, we've really just scratched the surface today. This entire briefing is based on the fantastic deep dive reporting from the team at WP Moore. To get the full story and really stay ahead of the curve, I cannot recommend this enough. Go visit wpmore.net and read their complete issue 33. It's essential reading. Thanks so much for tuning in.